Hello, and welcome everyone. This is the Shine Beyond Cancer Show. This show is designed for anyone who's been diagnosed, currently going through treatment, or is now cancer-free. We know you did not choose to be on this team. We didn't either, but we kicked cancer's ass, and we are here to provide you inspiration, hope, and the tools you desire to manage the confusion and anxiety. We deliver you a remarkably detailed game plan for you to achieve clarity, strength, and purpose, no matter where you are on this journey. We are here to quarterback you through all aspects of your life so that you too shine beyond cancer to live a vibrant, abundant life. However, we are not here to treat, diagnose, or cure any illness or disease. We are making no medical or income claims. Let's get started with the show. Here are your co-hosts. From Wall Street to 9/11 first responder volunteer to wellness warrior and cancer thriver, Mark Slew. And from mom to marketer to master trainer and cancer thriver, Lisa Diamond.
Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of Shine Beyond Cancer. I'm Lisa Diamond.
And I'm Mark Slew. Thanks for joining us today.
Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about spirituality, and that has different meanings for different people. For me, it's my soul. It's what drives me. It's what gives me passion. It's my connection to something that's bigger than myself. And so
yeah, we don't
we're
want
going to
the
talk
word,
about
We don't want the word to freak anybody out. Yeah, I mean,
it freaks us out.
Honestly,
So let's be honest with
That's why we're
ourselves.
stuttering right now. Yeah.
And so, it's natural, I think, for people who are going through, a health issue, a crisis, cancer, anything that's disruptive to life. And I think it's normal that, maybe you say a prayer for the first time in 28 years. I don't know. How did spirituality, how was that affected for you when you were diagnosed, going through treatment? And don't say what it does for you now, because we're going to do that at the end.
Got it.
We have no script. We wing this, and a lot of times it's in my head, and Mark can't read my mind. So
That's a very good question. I would say that I'm not spiritual at all. I don't go to any church or temple or anything and do my prayers on a weekly basis. Never did, probably never will. Once in a while I go in, and just because I think, it just moves me to go into a church or a temple, or just to hear once in a while, just to see what's going on. But it's not my regular practice. So for me, like Lisa said, I'm a little freaked out over the whole spirituality thing. She kind of had to twist my arm a little bit to do this episode, because if you ask me if I believe in a higher power and I believe in God, I have to honestly say yes. But sometimes I question it. Sometimes, just like everybody else, when something bad happens to you, or something bad happens in the world, like bombing in a part of the world where 50 people, innocent people, die that are just walking to work, I think to myself, how could this be in the bigger plan? But I guess it is, and I take a minute to think about it, and it has to be in the bigger plan, because in my mind only, there has to be something that created life and the way we are, and all the research I'm doing about what's inside our body. Lisa told me to do this research about the capillary system that runs through your body, that there are if you take all the capillaries in your body and wrap them around the earth, it goes around the earth twice?
2.5 times.
2.5 times.
4,000
in
miles.
each person's body. And to me, that's just bizarre.
Mind-blowing, right?
And how each person, how many billion people are on the world, all have that same system in their body. So for me, there definitely has to be something higher to make all this happen. So when I was going through treatment in Manhattan, there was a church literally around the corner from New York Presbyterian Hospital on First Avenue. Was it York Avenue or First Avenue and 68th Street? And every time we would go in, Danielle and I would go in for treatment, I would stop in, I would say just a small little prayer, and I would walk out, and that was my sense of what I needed to do at that point. That was my act of being spiritual, and just, I didn't say why me, I didn't say, you know, I wasn't mad, I wasn't anything, I just said, I have 5 children, I have a beautiful wife, I have a loving family, get me through this so they don't have to suffer. I wasn't really worried about me, I was worried about them.
Right. Yeah, so for me, I wouldn't say, I did not go to a church. I can't even tell you last time I was at church. And I grew up Catholic grade school, Catholic high school. I sent my kids to Catholic grade school because that's what you're supposed to do when you're Catholic. And so, but you know, I don't practice religion in a, what do you call it, in an organized fashion. I definitely, I know there is a higher power, whether we call it God or spirit or the universe. There's something else bigger than us that I believe in. I will tell you, I had one situation. I don't know if I've talked about this. We've only done 11 episodes. Wait till we get to 100. We're going to be rambling. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but so after I'd gotten all of my diagnoses, we had the game plan. We knew what my treatment plan was going to be. We knew what my surgery was going to be. My oncologist called me and said, I scheduled an MRI for you for your brain. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, I don't even get that. Like, and this is, you know, in the last episode I said, you know, I had to take about 24 hours to wrap my head around stuff. And he's because the type of cancer that you have typically goes to the brain, and you were so far along and it was already moving, it was already spreading. We have to check, Lisa. That's the only thing we haven't done.
I would have needed more than 24 hours.
And so, you know, this is one of those friend moments. Everybody wanted to go, and I said, you know what? I need to go by myself. And I was in that waiting room, and maybe I did say some other prayers along the way, but I specifically remember that one that day, and I literally said, dear God, please do not let me have brain cancer. You know, I knew I was strong, but I wasn't sure at that moment if I was brain cancer strong. And I made a deal that day. I said, please let that not happen to me, and I will help as many people as possible. I had no idea how I was going to do that, but here I am now.
Here we go.
And I'm living up to my deal. But that was really the only really formal prayer that I remember saying. And I think everybody has to find it for themselves. Whatever gives you comfort. Like, I had a place at the beach that I would go to, and you know, just felt good being in nature, and that was kind of my church.
You want to hear my crazy comfort story? I mean, you know
Yeah.
it, but my crazy comfort story is probably about a month or a month and a half after I got diagnosed. We knew somebody that was a 9/11 first responder that had cancer, that already went through his treatment and it was out of treatment and was cancer free. And he came over to my house down in New Jersey, and he brought with him a bottle of holy water. And he gave it to me that day. I don't know if it was tap water or whatever, but he gave me a bottle of holy water. He said, this got me through my cancer. So since that day, I have slept with a bottle of holy water. I take it on vacation. I take it wherever I go.
You don't sleep with it.
No,
it's
I take
on
it
your
next to me.
nightstand.
But I take
Okay.
it with me. I take it with me when I go on vacation. That's my, I guess, my security blanket.
Okay.
That- Until one day that bottle that I cherished was gone. We bought a new puppy about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, and I know that he took it and he ate it.
And you didn't really know. So I was going to Italy, and I really wasn't planning to go to the Vatican because it isn't really my thing. Like,
You have to go to the Vatican.
And so Danielle is like, You're not going to the Vatican? I can't believe it. And I thought, holy crap, coming from the Jewish girl, I probably need to go to the Vatican. I went to Catholic grade school and high school. And Mark's like, get me some holy
begging
water.
her, please get me from the Vatican.
Get me some holy water from the Vatican. It's got to be the best, right? And they don't sell holy water at the Vatican. They sell everything else, but they don't sell holy water at the Vatican. But so Mark, then that's when Mark, you shared with me your holy water story, and you're like, and it just like disappeared. And I'm like, it didn't disappear. That dog ate it. That dog ate a pair of my Tory Burch sandals. That dog ate the holy water.
So Danielle or my kids have not fessed up to it, but I know, like Lisa brought it up, and I'm like, definitely, that's what happened. They don't want me to kill a dog because he ate my holy water. So I flew up to visit a friend in New York City, and I walked about 1.5 miles to St. Patrick's Cathedral, and I bought myself some new holy water. Brought Lisa a bottle.
I have holy water.
Brought my friend April a bottle. And so that's my security blanket. That's my crazy security blanket story. So every episode we've been asking you guys to put in the comments about, what you feel about this episode. Like, are you spiritual? What's your security blanket? What is your
comfort zone
when it comes to spirituality?
And so, we always leave you with something to take with you. And if you haven't explored some avenue of spirituality, religion, whatever you want to call it, some place that gives you comfort.
Even like what Angela did with meditation and spirituality
right, even
together.
Meditation, but something that gives you comfort and
Our producer is telling us to do something,
we
we don't understand.
We have no idea what she's telling us to do. Danielle, you want to
comfort and connection.
Yes, connection. So wherever you're feeling connection, and embrace that. It doesn't have to look the same for everybody.
It just has to feel right.
And it has to feel right. Like you feel it in your soul. Like you just feel good in your soul, not your heart, but in your soul. And next episode, we are going to speak about something that's very dear and important to both of us, is goal setting and how to basically celebrate through the whole goal setting situation. Because people set amazing goals, and we did yesterday. We set amazing goals for ourselves in this community, but people try to reach that goal so strongly and with so much effort, they don't realize that the little steps they're taking on the way are just as important as reaching that final goal. So we're going to talk about experiences about that and what we feel about that. Awesome. So until next time,
keep shining.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Shine Beyond Cancer Show, the #1 cancer survival guide show for people wanting to kick cancer's ass and take their life to the next level. Be sure to visit our Facebook group, Shine Beyond Cancer, or head over to shinebeyondcancer.com to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content. Until next time, keep shining.